Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. Pacific Solar and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
$50 million in borrowing is on the table to fix the island's roads.
The Defense Department continues to defend Agent Orange was not used in Guam.
And we're going to tell you everything that you need to know about military training coming up, featuring the U.S. Marines. Good evening, everybody, and half a day. Now, we all know the frustration. That pothole or that bump you drive over every single day, possibly on your way to work or maybe school, or just going around. And you probably think to yourself, are they ever going to fix the roads?
On Primetime Wednesday, we first told you about Public Works plans to possibly raise taxes as a means to generate revenue to fix Guam's village streets. But as Ken Quintanilla reports, senators aren't sure that's the best route to take and instead have come up with their own plans, one of which includes borrowing $50 million.
Department of Public Works Director Glenn Leon Guerrero says his goal is to fix Guam's roads, and at this point, he'll consider any solution.
I've expressed that DPW is interested in repairing roads and you know, taking care of our, not just our primary roads, but also our secondary and tertiary roads. So we need to do that. We need to do a better job of doing that. And for us to do that, we need the resources.
On Wednesday, Leon Guerrero told KUAM one way to fund road repairs would be through a possible increase in the liquid fuel tax. But Speaker BJ Cruz says he'll slam the brakes on any increase, even if it's just by a few cents.
I'm really concerned. because the ones that are affected the most are the people that have to drive from Inaran to Agana to go to work every day.
A staunch opponent of bond borrowing, Cruz announced he's considering another alternative, a $50 million bond borrowing bill to go to village road projects paid through the Guam Highway Fund.
I wanted to have my colleagues understand that if anybody was thinking about doing any borrowing, that it had better been for capital improvement projects. We had written it into the rules that the only thing that we would consider borrowing would be for capital improvement projects. And so I thought I would say, well, like this is something that I would think that we could possibly get behind.
The proposal would use the Guam Highway Fund to help pay the debt service for the bond. The fund receives its revenues through the liquid fuel tax as well as from the driver's license and vehicle registration fees. Meanwhile, Senator Tommy Morrison says his Bill 7 is compatible with Cruz's bond borrowing proposal. Reintroduced this month, his measure would set aside $2 million from the general fund every year to fund road repair projects.
It also allows for leveraging or some kind of financial flexibility to leverage on that $2 million if necessary to allow to address these roadways a lot more quicker.
The projects would be based on the Guam Village Streets Master Plan proposed years ago, estimated to cost between $500 million and $1 billion. Morrison says these recent funding alternatives would help chip away at these costs. As for any increase to the liquid fuel tax, Morrison says the idea has been discussed previously with DPW, but he's asking the proposal instead be reconsidered.
Some folks, some residents don't know exactly what goes into that, but even if it's 2 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents, I mean, depending on where you're at, that can have an impact on any families.
As for these proposed solutions, DPW's Leon Guerrero believes both can work, adding he's grateful for any help.
There's the step in the right direction. Again, we need an injection, and then we also need something that's sustainable.
Before Cruz even introduces his bond borrowing bill, he'll be holding a roundtable with stakeholders to get their input. The roundtable is set for Wednesday, February 1st at 2 p.m. at the Guam Legislature. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintanilla.
ADLIB will be at that roundtable, although they're not sure if borrowing $50 million is a way to go. They're willing to work with the speaker. Governor DeCalvo's communications director says it's nice that Cruz is supporting DPW's road program, but points out they've been including money for road repairs in their budget submissions, mostly recently in FY 2016. Unfortunately, the legislature's Office of Finance and Budget removed the provisions.
Committee on Transportation Chairman Senator Frank Uggan Jr. is pledging his support to Cruz's bond borrowing proposal, also saying Cruz is presenting a viable opportunity to residents to directly benefit from road repairs in their neighborhoods. As for Senator Morrison's reintroduction of the bill, Uggan says the committee believes the bond's significant one-time investment into road repairs will increase the overall value and impact of a $2 million annual roadway maintenance funding mechanism. Uggan says while he fully supports road repairs, he's also committed to fiscal responsibility and notes a recent list of road repair priorities provided to Public Works by the mayors with total cost coming in at just under $15 million. You can check out that list on our website.
In other news, District Court of Guam Chief Judge Francis Tedinko Gatewood calls it creative sentencing. Daniel Calvo was ordered to serve 1 day imprisonment followed by 1 month of supervised release. Because Calvo can pay the over $16,000 restitution in full by next week, her attorney can motion to terminate her supervised release early. Calvo previously pled guilty to information to theft of government property. She is one of many who are charged locally for defrauding the Guard Recruiting Assistance Program, better known as GRAP. Calvo's case may result in further charges of other National Guard members, one of whom was her supervisor, who she alleges intimidated and sexually harassed her and others and forced her to commit the crime. The U.S. Attorney's Office assured the court they continue to investigate his case.
Well, a federal story now with local relevance, as one of the last acts before he leaves office sees President Barack Obama signing executive orders of clemency for 273 prisoners, now 2 of whom happen to be from Guam. Frank Okiyama and James Kabakang are both federal inmates serving time for drug-related offenses. Both will be released earlier than expected on the condition that they enroll in the residential drug abuse program. The commander-in-chief signed the executive order on January 17th.
Defendants J.C. White and Alfredo Castro appeared in court this morning. According to White's attorney Randy Cunliffe, they filed a motion to sever. The government has until January 26th to respond. White and Castro, along with Richard Rugadio, were charged in the death of Brian Cruz, who died from a severe head injury after a night out drinking with the group of men. Rugadio already entered a plea agreement and faces no jail time in exchange for his cooperation. A further proceedings hearing is now set for February 23rd.
Well, one man will be tried for murder again, but it looks like he'll be needing a new attorney. In court, defense attorney Doug Moylan states that he's filed a motion to withdraw as counsel for Clifford St. Nicholas, who was previously convicted of fatally shooting his girlfriend in the neck, a matter which he appealed and then won in the Supreme Court. His next court appearance is on February 2nd.
Convicted scammer Frances Canata is anticipated to enter a global plea for all her crimes. Late last year, a Superior Court jury found her guilty of multiple counts of theft. During trial, victims testified they entrusted Kanata to find them bargains on round-trip airlines, but instead she left them stranded. Although she was scheduled to be sentenced on Thursday, parties asked for more time to consolidate her cases, including one involving the issuance of dishonored checks. The victim in that case is a 69-year-old woman. Kanata's continued sentencing is now set for the 26th.
Please stay tuned. We are back right after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Do you want to get discounts at local restaurants like Lone Star, CPK, Capricciosa, Delmonico Kitchen and Bar, Manhattan Steakhouse, Tony Roma's, and lots more? What about 25% off on all natural and organic items at Payless Supermarkets daily? It's all part of Guam's largest rewards club, the Calvo's Lifestyle Club. Join today for free as an added benefit to being a Calvo's Insurance customer. Just show your Lifestyle Club card at over 50 of our rewards partners to start saving more. It's just one of the ways Calvo's Insurance helps you live a better lifestyle.
Two things come to play when talking about mobile data: price and speed. Let's look at what happens when we compare the competition against iTeeny's $80 plan. Docomo's $79 plan comes with 6 gigs. iTeeny's $80 plan comes with 20. GTA's $80 plan comes with 10 gigs. Better, but you get twice as much at iTeeny. iTeeny has the best network and the data to back it up. Get unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes for $80 at iTeeny. Oh, and if you bring your own device, get 40 gigs.
Get ready to take flight at the 2017 United Airlines Guam Marathon, April 9th. Register now for the 5K, 10K, half, and full marathon. 4 races in one great event. Run in paradise with thousands of local and international runners. Enjoy new features such as the Hop a Day Expo, the Barbecue Beach Party, and the upcoming Runners Perk program, Eat, Shop, Run. Learn more. Visit our Facebook or Instagram and register now at UnitedGuamMarathon.com.
The Shop Guam E-Festival is back and better than ever. GBB has teamed up with over 100 Shop Guam vendors to give you access to hundreds of deals and discounts. Download the free Shop Guam mobile app and get real-time alerts on offers nearest you to dine, shop, play, and save. So many great deals to enjoy until February 4th. Download the app today. The Shop Guam E-Festival is a GBB signature event, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Hafade and welcome back. Despite a Superior Court ruling last month upholding a multi-million-dollar arbitration decision, the Port authorities decided it will continue to fight it. In a special meeting, the Port Board approved a motion to appeal to the Supreme Court the now $15 million award to YTK Corporation, the longtime leaseholder of a key wharf area that the Port hopes to develop. Nestor Lecanto reports.
At issue has been a development and lease agreement between the Port and YTK for the valuable Hotel Wharf, signed more than 15 years ago. YTK has never been able to develop the facility and in ensuing years has been battling with the Port over execution of the contract and its value. The dispute wound up in arbitration, and a 3-member panel determined the value of the contract was $14 million, a decision later upheld by Superior Court Judge Anita Sokola. But in his appeal, Port Legal Counsel Mike Phillips says he will ask, among other things, that the court address the Sokola ruling that the original agreement was illegal. He will argue again that the lease term should have been for 5 years, not 9 consecutive 5-year terms or 45 years as signed with YTK.
The Supreme Court, for whatever reason, didn't touch that. They let that stand and they said, well, let it go before the arbitrators. And so that's what happened. And we believe that at the very least that one issue needs to be resolved by the Supreme Court.
But in a letter to board members, YTK Representative Jay Lather states that the Supreme Court has already held that the lease was valid, and that's why it sent it to arbitration in the first place. He questions why the High Court would now change its mind. Lather further points out that the company had attempted several times to negotiate a settlement, at one point for, quote, pennies on the dollar, but the Port declined. Lather blames Port management and council for what he calls mishandling the Hotel Wharf issue for years. Phillips now says it would be wrong not to challenge the award because he believes it could impact all arbitration proceedings in the future.
It's hardly a resolution when somebody's claiming, $600,000 in damages and over a year or two ends up in an arbitration award of, approximately $14 million. That's not a resolution. That's a windfall. And so I believe that the Supreme Court will likely work through that. And whichever way they go, I think that they will explain in a pretty detailed manner why this works.
While Phillips estimates the issue could be wrapped up within a year, Lather in a news release urged the Port not to pay any more money in legal fees and interest for legal advice that he says has already been held wrong by the arbitrators and courts. He called on the Port to settle the arbitration award now before it grows larger and impedes port development. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Well, despite veterans like Leroy Foster, who admitted to spraying Agent Orange while serving up at Anderson Air Force Base between the 60s and 70s, the DoD, in a meeting with Congresswoman Madeline Burdao today, denied that the herbicide was ever used on, stored, or transshipped through Guam during the Vietnam conflict. Foster, on the other hand, says he suffers from multiple illnesses as a result of the exposure to Agent Orange locally. The delegate plans to review the DoD's records that support their claims, saying she'll continue to engage with them and as well as local stakeholders so that, quote, we all have the facts on this issue.
After leading a tour of Simon Sanchez High School Wednesday morning, Committee on Public Education Chair Senator Joe San Augustine said he met with the Guam Economic Development Authority today to ensure efforts to push forward with the renovation of Simon Sanchez High School are on track. He's also considering legislation that would improve what's proven to be an extremely lengthy government procurement process.
One of the issues on the procurement is that, when folks make appeal or challenges any of the awarding, there's no bonding, and I'm looking at introducing a bill to amend the law to add on the bonding requirement. In other words, if like Simon Sanchez issue and all the other schools, the $100 million contract, if there was a bonding requirement that if a contractor is to challenge the decision, they got to put up 10% of the value of the contract. If they win, they get their money back. If they lose the bond.
He said requiring bonding would compensate the government for any costs they incurred from delays. On Wednesday, Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio said delays with the Simon Sanchez project have likely increased the project cost significantly.
Well, please do not be alarmed if you happen to see increased military activity by our friends at the U.S. Marine Corps later this month, as our island is going to host the Realistic Urban Training Exercise beginning next week. Isabaza has more on what you can expect to see and hear.
It's been happening since the 1990s, but residents still get caught by surprise when they see Marines scaling walls and raiding buildings in densely populated urban areas. Office of Civil Defense Administrator Charles Estevez.
If people are not informed of this event and they see a helicopter and people fast roping down into Adelup, they generally tend to call 911 or call the police because they don't know what's going on.
However, officer in charge of the Expeditionary Operations Training Group, Lieutenant Colonel Kevin Haplin, said that's what people can expect to see during the 31st Marine Expeditionary Unit Realistic Urban Training Exercise happening next week.
You may see a little bit of an increase in military activity as far as aircraft and military vehicles. Some military personnel going around.
The most noticeable parts of the exercise will take place on January 30th and February 2nd, when operations are conducted at the Tanquesan Power Plant and Governor's Complex at Adelup. The exercise will not use live fire or interrupt power plant operations. However, additional noise is to be expected.
With rotary wing aircraft flying in and around the Governor's Complex, that'll make some noise, but it'll be after hours, after normal business hours, but it won't be late into the night.
Guam Police Department Major Manny Chong said officers will assist by securing the exercise areas to ensure civilians don't get caught in the crossfire.
I understand that there's people that are going to want to watch what's going on. Okay? As long as you're outside our boundaries, don't try to get in, we'll let you watch it. Of course, make sure you're not parked on the roadway.
The exercise aims to improve coordination with local law enforcement agencies and is in preparation for the unit's deployment to the Asia-Pacific region later this year.
31st MEU in particular travels throughout the Asia-Pacific, and basically it's a rapid reaction to crisis, and that crisis can come in the form of either hostilities or humanitarian assistance.
The exercise takes place from January 23rd to February 4th. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isabaza.
Just days after a district court hearing over H-2B visa denials, the attorney representing the Guam Contractors Association addressed its membership today, the Hilton. Attorney Jeff Joseph says the preliminary injunction hearing was only the first step in this entire case. He adds starting next month, he expects to see some critical mass in terms of a real need for workers on military-related projects.
The military's got other things going on with munitions mitigation and other issues, and so once the buildup starts, I think we're going to see a lot of shifting of workers from commercial building and residential building to the military. I think we're going to see an inflation in costs on the island because employers are going to be competing with each other for these workers and having to pay higher wages, and that's going to get passed on to the consumer. So I do think within the next 2 months, we're going to see some major changes and impacts on the economy of the island and everyday people on the island.
Joseph notes the plaintiffs and the federal government are working on a possible settlement agreement that will be presented to the court in the next couple of weeks.
Also tonight, a story about crime hidden in plain sight. In observance of January's National Slavery and Human Trafficking Awareness Month, the community at large is encouraged to get informed on the red flags. U.S. Attorney Alicia Limtiaco and Guam Coalition Against Sexual Assault and Family Violence's Taylor Amal Barella are some of the members of the Guam Human Trafficking Task Force.
because we are here in our remote locations, right, in our islands, some of these campaigns and initiatives that have already been established that focus in on certain industries, like our airline, our visitor travel industry, have been able to identify some of the red flags when it comes to trafficking.
They could be the young girl you see working at the nail salon, or it could be a construction worker. So these are people who may appear to be totally normal members of society, but they may be victims of human trafficking.
Throughout the month, there will be public service announcements as well as outreach events. A proclamation signing and resolution presentation are also set for Friday at the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Governor Eddie Calvo and members of his fiscal team were in San Francisco this week meeting with rating agencies. The meetings are part of an investor outreach following last month's ratings downgrade of GovGuam's outstanding business privilege tax bonds by Fitch Ratings from an A- to a BB. GITA Administrator Jay Rojas says the team met with Standard & Poor's to discuss the strength of Guam's economy and further affirm that PROMESA does not affect the territory. PROMESA is a Puerto Rico Oversight Management and Economic Stability Act enacted to help Puerto Rico's financial problems. Meanwhile, prior to the San Francisco meeting, Rojas also engaged with other high-issue investors in New York and New Jersey who have invested in other Guam bonds in the past.
Sit tight, everybody. The sports report is on the way, plus your nightly birthday shout-outs. But first, here is a look at your island weather.
Thank you for an amazing year. This 2017, get ready for suspense, romance, drama, action. So bring on the new year. We are ready to capture more moments with you. Happy New Year from GTA.
I prepare, I train through strength, determination, and focus. You can overcome anything because every step, every move brings you closer to your goals. This is what makes you an alpha.
Start this year with something new in your driveway during Cars Plus Something New sales event. Make a resolution to expand your horizons with Jeep, the most awarded best-selling SUV brand. Like a Jeep Renegade or Jeep Compass, your choice. Save up to $4,000 or save $4,500 off a Jeep Grand Cherokee. How about the Jeep Cherokee 75th Anniversary Edition with savings up to $5,500 off? Stop in today for quick and easy financing. It's our Something New sales event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Sometimes you picture me, I'm walking too far ahead, and you say, go slow, I fall behind.
We all want what's best for our kids. Introducing McDonald's new Chicken McNuggets, made with 100% white meat chicken and no artificial colors, flavors, and now no artificial preservatives.
New Year's resolution, Sue? I'm getting the whole house organized. And the sales saved me hundreds. You? Started with the garage. But these are going to be great. Yeah.
Your GMC dealer has a better way to start off the new year. Celebrate the new year with the new GMC. Get over $3,000 total value on most 2017 Acadia models. Visit AutoSpot GMC today for great offers. We are your GMC dealer of Guam.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off a day, I'm Chris Barnett on this Thursday. Hey, one day closer to Friday. Whoa! Coming up, we got news on the AFC Championship game. But first, let's kick it off with our Game Changer segment. Remember, every last 2 Thursdays of the month, we profile an outstanding scholar athlete. And this week, our profile is on soccer star Skylar Blue Johnson. Skylar Blue Johnson is years ahead of her time. The 17-year-old local soccer star is the youngest player on the Masakata, the island's women's national team, and she has been winning since she started the sport as an 8-year-old. Skylar Blue has a long list of accomplishments both on the pitch and off of it. She's a 2-time high school A honor roll student, and she made international sports headlines when she scored a goal against Macau in the EAFF E1 Round 1 Championship when she was just 16 years old. Skylar Blue has been playing for Guam on the national level since she was a 9-year-old playing on the under-13 national team. She made the Masakata roster when she was 15. And like many student athletes, she played a few sports when she was younger before she settled on soccer, choosing it over cross-country and volleyball.
I made up my mind and started to focus on just soccer and just go practice every day and trying to be the best I can.
And being the best is what she does. She's a big part of Guam's shining young crop of women's soccer stars, and she's won 2 Golden Boot awards and tied for another after she played midfield for her team because that's where the team needed her. She was the IIAG MVP last year and also the preseason MVP. She played for the IIAG champion Simon Sanchez Sharks in 2015 and was on the preseason champion teams for both GW and Sanchez, and also played for the 3rd place Geckos in a very competitive high school girls soccer season last year. All the while, she juggles athletics with academics, often sacrificing what most teenagers love about being teenagers, having fun.
So I really focus on staying home and trying to get my studies done. I know sometimes I want to go out, but I know I have to stay home and finish up my work.
Skylar Blue has excelled as a student and as an athlete, and she thanks her parents, coaches, and teammates for their dedication and advice.
Working hard each practice and trying to do my best in every game. And even in school, they try and tell me to always make sure your school's on top of it because that's what you're going to fall back on is school.
While she gets good advice from those older than her, Skylar Blue also has some words of wisdom for her peers.
Prioritize with school or your sport because I know sometimes sports can always overwhelm you and always take over school, but you should always know that you need to equal out both because even though you're playing a sport, you still need education.
It does get difficult, the GW Geckos forward says. As a junior in high school, she's starting to apply to colleges, keeping her eye on Hawaii because she feels like it would be closest to what it's like to live and play on Guam. And although she would be away from home, she's had plenty of practice repping Guam. She's done a lot of it, playing in many off-island soccer tournaments against countries with bigger and sometimes better soccer experience.
But we go in with a lot of heart and a lot of pride, knowing that we're representing our island. Even though they are really great back there, those countries, we always try and give them a battle.
So expect Skylar Blue to keep battling and going to war on the pitch for Guam. As she eyes her future on and off of the island, she'll pursue victory with the same tenacity and drive that's made her a winner both on and off of the soccer field. And that's what makes Skylar Blue Johnson a game changer. All right, finally a reason to look forward to Monday football. And I mean American football, boy. AFC Championship game on CBS TV 11, Pittsburgh Steelers at the Patriots of New England. Yep, that's this Monday, 9:30 in the morning, live, 8 p.m., the encore. Again, Steelers at the Patriots for your AFC Championship game. Hey, you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow. Business, woohoo, Friday. On behalf of our sports director, Dave Delgado, my name's Chris Barnett, and you keep on shining, Guam. Adios!
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months.
And Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier New Year event. For the new year, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Tumon or log on nissanguam.com.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Areola at 472-6114.
Can you feel something without touching it? See something with your eyes closed. When everything is designed around you, the driver, you can. The new Mazda 3.
Regional headlines for you now. Here are our friends at KSPN2 News in Saipan.
Hafa Guam, here's what's making news on Saipan.
A Saipan-based tour company is allegedly caught illegally spearfishing, according to lawmaker Ed Probst. Probst says he has photos and videos of the incident involving La Vista Tour Company.
So I received some photos and some video clips of some illegal spearfishing going on at a no-take sanctuary at the bottom of Forbidden Island, at a base of Forbidden Island. And I was deeply concerned about this. So we posted about it and talked about it. And we looked at the photos. And the tourists there, they all had life vests or life jackets on that said La Vista. So we're trying to find out who is this company.
La Vista Tour Company, located in Chalimpiao, declined our request for an interview today. Probst says the photos and videos show clear images of spearfishing.
We were very concerned, again, because I was told by the person that did it that he's seen them do it before. So it wasn't the first time that they did this. It's the first time that he actually videotaped and photographed it, and he sent it to me because he was deeply concerned.
Probst says the illegal fishing took place at Forbidden Island, a popular tourist destination. He says violation of this law should have harsh punishment because he says protecting our island is important for the people who live on it.
So I expect if they do not want to pay a significant fine, that they must get a prison sentence then, because this is a direct violation of our laws, and we have to protect our sanctuaries.
A new airline servicing Saipan touches down today. Hong Kong Express celebrates their inaugural flight from Hong Kong to the CNMI. General Manager Sherman Luck says it is an emotional day for them.
After months and months of preparations, we're so delighted that this morning we celebrated the inauguration of our first Asia Express flight, the only low-cost carriers in Hong Kong and currently operating between Saipan and Hong Kong, signifying the beginning of a new era of new low fares and incremental traffic between Saipan and Hong Kong.
Luck says the airline took flight 3 years ago, and in that time, they have served more than 6 million passengers traveling to 26 destinations. He says Hong Kong Express offers fares at 50% less than their competitors.
We believe that by offering low fares, we allow both the Saipan public and the people of Hong Kong and China to travel more frequently, bring their families along, and to spend more money actually on the ground at the destinations, benefiting all the economies we serve.
We congratulate Hong Kong Express. Thank you for choosing the CNMI to be a partner.
Luck says the airline will offer flights from Saipan to Hong Kong on Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, with returning flights on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
I would like to express our most sincere gratitude to the government of Saipan, to NVA, of course, for your excellent support, and to all the other authorities and partners. A big thank you for the warm hospitality of you guys and all the people of Saipan.
Reporting for KUAM, I'm Lanny Walker.
And we do have one more bit of business to get to. Tonight's birthday shout-outs, courtesy of our friends at the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. And our newest members are led out by Skylar Cole Napati. It is Skylar's 4th birthday today. And your friends say, happy birthday, Sky.
Happy birthday going out to Jennifer Lynn Lizama. Love the family.
Happy birthday to Bella. That would formerly be Isabella Villasoto to the rest of you. Your entire family is sending your very best wishes.
Happy birthday to Herbert Gogui. We toast to the birthday dude for many more years. Biba Chetlu from the Gogui family, far and near.
All right, remember, we love nicknames here on the show. So Joseph Fred Leongaro Jr., happy birthday to you, a.k.a. Pitbull. Happy 49th from your friends.
Also, happy belated birthday going out to Christy Cruz, celebrating her 19th birthday. And happy belated 2nd birthday to Aureen Isizaki from the family we love, and God bless you guys.
Now, one thing that we've really put into the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, you can feel the awesomeness coming from your TV screen, your iPad, your phone, whatever device you're watching us on. So if you want to make sure to be part of it, just go to KUAM.com, send us your picture, let us know who they are, and send us your birthday, and we can make a bunch of people happy and awesome.
Also, someone to make you happy, here's Jonathan Sharpers within the mix.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. Located Jones and Guerrero in the open a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Half a day, Guam. Welcome to another episode of Ethics. Thanks so much for lined up. And coming up, we have some featured stories as well as KUM connections and live local Friday. Featured.
It was in June of last year when 30-year-old Stephen Lefevre was back on island as part of Festival of the Pacific Arts. As a member of the literary arts group, he not only presented his book Mariana Sky, but also had the opportunity to show a short film he directed called Hadzi Gaituno Esti, or What Does God Smell Like?
Sinyata na doko, hulu, kulang na matmaman na sabana, kulang hagu.
According to Lefevre, the film came to life back in August 2015, when he was still living 2 hours north of Tokyo, but was hungry to try and get his foot in the entertainment industry. While on the train back, he thought of a simple yet complex script, a philosophical conversation between two friends walking around different parts of Tokyo. He finished the 8-minute script on that train and titled it, What Does God Smell Like? A week or so later, he was chatting with his friend, Rajiv Dharanani, a man who recently began building his roots on island due to his wife being from Guam. He asked Lefevre, when are you going to do something for the island? This struck a chord. So that's when he decided at that point that he needed to make a film closer to home. He took 2 weeks off work and booked a flight to Guam in September of 2015. The film would then turn into Hadzi Gaituno Esti, Whose Land Is This in Chamorro? Or What Does God Smell Like? Two philosophical questions, one in Chamorro and one in English. A double title, just like many theatrical plays, since this film does play like a theatrical performance, with each scene being Lefevre and another character talking. Lefevre says that he could not have done the film without the assistance of Michael Marriott, who agreed on making the film with no questions asked. Lefevre says that Marriott shot it with his own equipment, helped produce it, and put in the hours to edit in time for its premiere at FestPac. He also has big thank you going out to Dr. Michael Babako, who played his brother in the film, a very important pivotal character that only speaks Chamorro in the film due to his strong roots to our culture. Miracle Magol, who quickly agreed to help produce, Neil Tinkham, who co-directed, Jayton Kyle, who acted and co-produced, Corey Queso, Donnie Lefevre, and Charles Estevez, who served as executive producers, sponsors iFit and Drop, Francesca Nico for her great acting performance, his father Jesse Lefevre for helping with the Chamorro pronunciations, Taiwan-based Sapporo Entertainment for co-producing, Orson McClellan, who is the only person not Guam affiliated, makeup artist Ciara Jean, and of course, Rajiv for planning the idea of giving back to the island through visual art in the first place. You can view Lefevre's film on his homepage of his website at www.lesteze.com. That's LESTEZE.com.
Stick around because when we return, we have another amazing story when In the Mix continues.
This program is brought to you by GTA, your island, your network. Thank you for an amazing year. This 2017, get ready for suspense, romance, drama, action. So bring on the new year. We are ready to capture more moments with you. Happy New Year from GTA.
Tourism, it's our #1 industry. As Guam's largest employer, tourism supports 20,000 jobs. In fact, 1 out of every 3 jobs is tourism related. Annually, tourism generates over $150 million in tax revenue. Without it, every household would pay an additional $3,100 per year. From real estate to retail, tourism has a positive impact on every industry. Make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Support tourism.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Watch Health Check with Nurse Jen Artero every Tuesday for community health information, advisories, and news you and your family can use for leading a healthier lifestyle. Health Check during KUAM News Healthy Living. Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
The Good Life, all month long on the stations and networks of KUAM. Check the KUAM News app or KUAM.com for all program listings.
Health, home, and lifestyle. News and information on wellness, health, balance, and fitness. Join Isabaza on Tuesdays for instant motivation, inspiration, and important health news from around our community. Presented by Paradise Fitness. Exercise is medicine. Is presented by The Deli, located in the Jones and Guerrero building in Hagåtña. Open 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Half a day and welcome back. Here's our next feature.
Back in 2012 is when we first told you about Gabriel's House of Pasta in Hagåtña. Fast forward to October of 2016, and owner Erica Tyron notes that since getting her degree at the University of Guam, she had a little more time on her hands.
I had a really supportive team, and these guys were like, come on, we could do this. We had to expand. We've been open in Hagåtña for 10 years, going on 11. And so we figured we have a good product, a good team.
So she, along with co-owner Ray Rosario and staff members Cassie Brewer and JC Iosia, decided to give it a go.
We figured pasta would work in Tumon, seeing as there's not that many options aside from the hotel. Yeah, so we wanted to at least throw that out there and expand the menu to where people could have different options as well.
With that being said, the second location of Gabriel's restaurant was opened in October of last year, offering a handful of new items for customers to sink their teeth into.
Down in our Hagåtña location, we only had our ensalada, and we serve that with our house dressing, and everyone loves our house dressing. We make our dressing in-house, but we decided, down in Tumon, let's add more salads, especially for lunch. We do more salads, more wraps, more sandwiches, and so that's been really well received. So we get a lot of people. We do our Caesar and our caprese, and for the caprese, traditionally, most people, it's just like tomato and mozzarella. We serve ours over a bed of romaine, so it's romaine, tomatoes, and our fresh mozzarella cheese. with our balsamic and house pesto, basil pesto dressing.
The lunch menu is full of many items like pasta, pizza, and salad. And dinner has popular items like the grilled pork chops, roasted bell pepper bruschetta, and 48-hour braised rib with red wine reduction. And for breakfast, the Monte Cristo has a French toast twist offering a nice sweet savor on it.
Eggs Benedict, everybody's got to have an eggs Benedict, so we had to throw out like slight variations. We use prosciutto, we use smoked salmon, mousse.
And with the support of return customers and word of mouth, pleased with the response.
So far, the response has been pretty good. It's just about us keeping it as consistent as we can.
Also, because it's a bigger location, you know, a lot of the local families, we all have really big families, and so can accommodate more. And so they, you know, they come down here we get a lot of bigger reservations down here because like only 13, so or 30, so it can be a little tight. So, you know, we get a lot of our regulars who live closer. They're really glad that we moved a little closer up north. So down there, a lot of the people from the south, the Navy, and then up here, this we get everyone up from the north. And so everyone's really excited.
Gabriel's restaurant is open 7 days a week. For lunch, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and dinner, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. On Saturday, you can grab breakfast from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and Sunday brunch is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For reservations or to place an order, you can call 646-4223. And for the latest promos and specials, make sure to like their page on Facebook and follow on Instagram.
Come to Gabriel's 2-1 because it's the best pasta in Guam. And I don't think there's no other place you can get the same experience. And it's a place for family and friends.
Stick around. We have this week's installment of KUAM Connections.
Two things come to play when talking about mobile data: price and speed. Let's look at what happens when we compare the competition against iTeeny's $80 plan. Docomo's $79 plan comes with 6 gigs. iTeeny's $80 plan comes with 20. GTA's $80 plan comes with 10 gigs. Better, but you get twice as much at iTeeny. iTeeny has the best network and the data to back it up. Get unlimited talk and text and 20 gigabytes for $80 at iTeeny. Oh, and if you bring your own device, get 40 gigs.
Start this year with something new in your driveway during Cars Plus Something New sales event. Make a resolution to expand your horizons with Jeep, the most awarded best-selling SUV brand. Like a Jeep Renegade or Jeep Compass, your choice. Save up to $4,000 or save $4,500 off a Jeep Grand Cherokee. How about the Jeep Cherokee 75th Anniversary Edition with savings up to $5,500 off. Stop in today for quick and easy financing. It's our Something New sales event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
There's no place on Guam like Chuck E. Cheese's. It's tons of fun with so many games, and parties are a blast, where everyone has fun. Come and party at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam. Call and book your party today.
Watch Health Check with Nurse Jen Artero every Tuesday for community health information, advisories, and news you and your family can use for leading a healthier lifestyle. Health Check during KUAM News Healthy Living. Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
It's the Academy of Our Lady of Guam High School's 15th annual 5K Fund Run Walk on Saturday, January 21st. Join us for a run walk along the Aganya Historic Trail with start and finish adjacent to AOLG High School. Showtime is 5:15 a.m. with go time at 6 a.m. Register in advance at Academy of Our Lady of Guam, Royal Bix, or Healthy Q. $10 in advance or $12 on race day. T-shirts for the first 600 finishers with certificates for top finishers in all divisions and post-race raffle and refreshments. For more information, call 477-8203 or visit www.aolg.edu. This message is brought to you by the KUAM Care Force. Is presented by The Deli, located in the Jones and Guerrero building in Hagåtña. Open 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
And we're back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Here's this week's installment of KUAM Connections.
One male down, code 3, incident 4.
LA's always been a hunting ground. I've been hunting armed men through this city since OJ was doing Hertz commercials. And I can tell you, One thing never changes. Nobody sees it coming.
Training Day is a new show coming to CBS TV 11 on Friday, February 3rd.
Detective Rourke. Cal Craig.
Who the hell's Kyle Craig?
I'm your new trainee.
Well, come on. Might as well get this over with.
Training Day is a crime thriller that begins 15 years after the events of the feature film that starred Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke. It's about a young, idealistic police officer who's tapped to go undercover in an elite squad of the LAPD, where he partners with a morally ambiguous veteran detective. Detective Frank Rourke is a maverick head of the Special Investigations Section that hunts the city's most dangerous criminals and is one of the finest investigators the department has ever produced. However, when the LAPD brass notices Rourke's penchant for operating in a gray area to fight the war on crime, they assign Kyle Craig, a heroic, untarnished cop, to pose as Frank's trainee to spy on him and report on his off-book methods. The members of Frank's loyal team include Rebecca Lee, a formidable officer with killer aim and a dark past, and Tommy Campbell, a former pro surfer who follows Frank's orders without hesitation. The team's cases find Frank and Kyle often crossing paths with Detective Valeria Chavez, one of the LAPD's top investigators. Providing Frank with intel is his girlfriend Holly Butler, a well-connected, unapologetic Hollywood madam, while LAPD Deputy Chief Joy Lockhart coolly puts Kyle in danger in her mission to take down Frank. Kyle's schoolteacher wife, Elise, worries her husband's resolve to avenge the murder of his father, a cop, may be his undoing. As Frank starts teaching his principled trainee the way of the streets, where the ends often justify the means, they form an uneasy alliance that will change the course of both their lives forever.
Calling me a dirty cop? That's like calling Santa Claus a burglar. Just look at all the joy I bring.
Catch the series premiere of Training Day on Friday, February 3rd at 10 p.m. only on CBS TV 11. You can check out the show on Instagram at Training Day CBS.
You have the city's most dangerous game.
We have Live Local Friday when we return, so don't go anywhere.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Health, home, and lifestyle. News and information on wellness, health, balance, and fitness. Join Isa Baza on Tuesdays for instant motivation, inspiration, and important health news from around our community. Presented by Paradise Fitness. Exercise is medicine. It's the Academy of Our Lady of Guam High School's 15th annual 5K Fund Run Walk on Saturday, January 21st. Join us for a run walk along the Agana Historic Trail with start and finish adjacent to AOLG High School. Showtime is 5:15 a.m. with go time at 6 a.m. Register in advance at Academy of Our Lady of Guam, Royal Bix, or Healthy Q. $10 in advance or $12 on race day. T-shirts for the first 600 finishers with certificates for top finishers in all divisions and post-race raffle and refreshments. For more information, call 477-8203 or visit www.aolg.edu. This message is brought to you by the KUAM Care Force.
The Good Life, all month long on the stations and networks of KUAM. Check the KUAM News app or KUAM.com for all program listings.
Watch Health Check with Nurse Jen Artero every Tuesday for community health information, advisories, and news you and your family can use for leading a healthier lifestyle. Health Check during KUAM News Healthy Living. Health Check with Nurse Jen is presented by Island Cancer Center.
In the Mix is presented by The Deli, located in the Jones and Guerrero building in Hagåtña. Open 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
Well, that's our program. Thank you so much for watching. Now remember, if there's something you'd like to see featured on the show, email me at joan@kuam.com. Add us on Facebook by typing in KUAM in the mix. And follow me on Snapchat and Instagram at Joan Charfris. Have a great evening, be safe, and as promised, we close out the show tonight with another performance from Live Local Fridays.
So a little mashup here with Rachel Santos and Dan Bosnia on guitar right here on Live Local Fridays.
It's a party, we can love who we want to. Red cups and sweaty bodies everywhere. Hands in the air like we don't care. Cause we came to have fun now. Bet somebody here might get some now. And if you're not ready to go home, can I get a hell no? Cause we gonna go all night till we see the sunlight. La da di da di, we like to party, dancing you and me, doing whatever we want. This is our house, this is our rules, and we can't stand, and we won't stand. Can't you see it's we who own the night? Can't you see it's we who bout their life? And we can't stand, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run away. Don't give nothing to nobody. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's not about the money, money, money. We don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching, cha-ching. Ain't about the bling. Wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. It seems like everybody's got a price. I wonder how they sleep at night. When the sale comes first and the truth comes second, just stop for a minute and smile. Why is everybody so serious? Acting so dang mysterious. Got shades in their eyes and their heels so high that you can't even have a good time. Everybody look to their left and everybody look to their right. Can you feel that? Yeah, we're playing with love tonight. It's not about the money, money, money. Yeah, we don't need your money, money, money. We just wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. Ain't about the cha-ching, cha-ching. Ain't about the bling, wanna make the world dance. Forget about the price tag. And we can't stop, and we won't stop. Can't you see it's we who own the night? Can't you see it's we who built that life? And we can't stop, and we won't stop. We run things, things don't run away. Don't give nothing to nobody. Yeah, yeah.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Previously on Blind Spot. You got the chance to start over again. Now you will too.
Roman's response indicates he's suffering from extreme antisocial.